Hey guys, Picture Contraptions here, and today I'm taking you on a journey that has been in my family for over 40 years, and that is building a wooden soldier from a single board. So I'm not going to show you all the measurements in this video. If you'd like a video showing all the measurements, please comment below, and I'll be sure to post one of those up shortly. That said, let's get into the build itself. I went to my local hardware store and spent about a half hour rummaging through their lumber yard before I found pieces of wood that were satisfactory for this build. Once I had the wood, next up was to figure out how he made the hat. So I was tracing it out, and I actually discovered an interesting part of the design. You see, the shoulders of the soldier are actually the parts of the hat that are removed. So you take the parts of the hat out, cut them out with a jigsaw, fold them around, and then using a drag, drill quarter-inch holes into them, and I was able to mount, using pegs, straight into the body of the soldier. Once the arms were on, I had to figure out how to make the hands. The hands are actually made from a separate piece of wood, which is then cut to length. One hand's longer than the other, being the left hand since it's straight down, and the right hand's a little bit shorter as it's holding the musket. Once I had the hands in place and I'd sanded everything down nice and good, I figured it was time to paint it. So I got my gallon of paint, went to town, and about 2 hours into the project, realized the paint was bad. Had to go back and sand everything down again and start from scratch. So be sure, if you're going to do one of these, please check your paint ahead of time. It just goes for show. Now it's time to shake up the new white paint and go back to work. I painted it with a nice clear coat of gloss white, taped off the soldier's arms, and then using templates I made from the actual original soldier, was able to figure out where approximately the headband of the hat should be, the face, the mouth, the chest, so on, of the soldier is to be located in order to be at the correct proportions. At this point, I realized there was a critical problem with my soldiers. None of them had pants on. Well, that had to be remedied, so I got my blue paint out and painted the pants on the soldiers real quick. Okay, now they were appropriate to look at, I proceeded with the... Originally, I had planned to do this using glitter spray paint to make it a little bit brighter than my grandpa's, but then this happened. The spray paint can actually got jammed up and then blew up on me. And what I mean by that is it just started shooting out, shot the cap off, got jammed open, and shot glitter all over the place. So, what happens when you shoot glitter all over the place is, you know that little window I was venting the spray paint out of yesterday? Well, now that little window is gold, so I got my own little gold digging pit here. You can see all the gold rocks in here. So I guess I got a rock garden or something. Fortunately, I was able to salvage the build and keep working. So I went ahead and painted the gold headband on using now a metallic gold and also the pink face and the gold to the belt buckle. After those had dried for a while, I went ahead and painted the hat onto the soldier using the black paint. I simply freehanded this. It was just a little easier than having to tape out that little gold line across the hat. I also, at this time, started to work on the face of the soldier by painting in his eyebrows, mustache, and every part of his face that was black, thus saving time in the future. Also, I went to the bottom of the soldier and painted in his shoes, which are there, and then using a clever trick with my straight edge, by taping off one side of it, I was able to brush in no time, the straight crease up the center of his pants. By this time, the rest of the paint had already dried, so I was able to remove the tape for that and retape off so I would be able to paint the red of the jacket in next. And after the red had been applied and I'd let it sit for a couple hours, I realized it needed a few more coats, so I put them on, and after I had a nice solid red, took off that coating, and it was time to paint in the musket. The musket is black, and it's important to note that the white hand around the bottom of it will need taped off. I then painted in the black of the musket, and at the same time took a break to paint in the blue eyes of the soldier, and in a little bit I painted in the white as well. Didn't take as much time for the blue to dry as there wasn't as much paint. At this point I realized I needed a bayonet for the soldiers, so I went over to my workbench, picked up my 3/4 inch piece of dowel rod, measured it out, and using 2 clamps to hold it at both ends, cut out the bayonet of the soldier, and then hand sanded it down for a while to make sure all the edges were smooth and the paint would be applied correctly. After giving it a coat of white paint, it was time to spray paint it down, being sure to shake up the silver spray paint very well so that it gives it a nice metallic shine, and then I added some black around the bottom of it to give it the same color as the musket's base. At this point, there was only one thing left to do: assemble the soldier. So I drilled 2 holes, which were about a 1/4 inch wide, and putting in a dowel pin screw, screwed the bayonet directly into the soldier's shoulder. Try saying that 10 times fast. Afterwards, I realized I needed some way to put them in the ground. So, flipping the soldier over, I secured an extra reinforcement piece across both sides of the soldier. This would allow me to use 1-inch stainless steel screws, so that they don't rust out on you, into the back of the soldier, as well as galvanized pipe clamps to hold 1 1/4 inch PVC. This PVC slides smoothly over most yard stakes, which are small diameter. With the mounting hardware for the stakes in place, that concluded the build of the soldier, and wow, what a soldier! I am a million times more impressed by this soldier now that I know all the work that it takes to actually build one. And don't be fooled by the video. The actual build time for this soldier took over 10 hours to build just one soldier. So they are truly works of art when they are completed. I'm proud of this, my grandpa's proud of this, and if you would like to see a video of how to build one for yourself in more detail, comment below and I'll be sure to post up a video with the actual measurements and stuff. That being said, if you want to see more how-to videos, please subscribe to my channel. You'll see videos ranging from homemade sail cars, to bicycles, to 3D prints, and also more recently, my Juggernaut suit series, where I try to become an absolute Terminator for Nerf games. That being said, until next time, Patriot Contraptions, signing out.